Hello, my name is Jose C. Hinojosa, and today we'll be talking about the Utilization-Focused Evaluation Model. And this is for the class EDTC 8373, Evaluation and Assessment of Instructional Technology. Today's objectives. In this presentation, we will focus on the key concepts and principles of Utilization-Focused Evaluation Model, or UFE. For today's agenda, first, we will talk about the overview of the evaluation models. After that, we'll be talking about the introduction to the Utilization-Focused Evaluation Model. After that, we'll be covering the principles of the UFE. After that, we'll talk about the benefits and limitations of the model. Followed by that, we'll be talking about a specific case study relating to UFE. And finally, we'll talk about the conclusion. First, we will be talking about the introduction to the Utilization-Focused Evaluation Model, also known as UFE. First, the definition. UFE is an approach to evaluation that prioritizes the use of evaluation findings by stakeholders to make informed decisions and improve the program effectiveness. This model was developed by Michael Quinn-Patton, who is a highly respected American sociologist known for his contributions to the field of social science research. He is an independent consultant and has established himself as an authority in this field. The focus of UFE is in the importance of involving stakeholders and utilizing the evaluation findings to make informed decisions. Now we will be talking about the principles of Utilization-Focused Evaluation Model, also known as UFE. First, the stakeholder involvement. To ensure that the evaluation process remains relevant and gains buy-in, it's important to engage the stakeholders throughout the process. Having stakeholders be aware of all the different processes will ensure stakeholder involvement, and it will build rapport and trust. Next, utilization orientation. To improve the programs, it's important to prioritize the use of evaluation findings in the decision-making process. Next, credibility and legitimacy. Maintaining credibility by employing rigor in the evaluation method, which ensures transparency. It's always important to be transparent no matter what the findings lead you to believe or lead you to in the data. Feasibility. Design evaluations that are practical and feasible within the given constraints. Always make sure that everything is followed through with all the steps. Quality and timelessness. Deliver evaluations that are high quality and provided promptly to facilitate the decision making after all the data has been collected. And now we'll be talking about the 6 steps in conducting Utilization-Focused Evaluation Model, also known as UFE. The first step in the process is to identify the stakeholders. Determine who will use the evaluation findings and involve them from the outset. It is important to make sure that all stakeholders are identified in this process. Next, clarify purposes and key questions. When conducting an evaluation, it's important to define the objectives and identify the key questions that need to be answered in order to make the evaluation model valid. Next, design the evaluation. To develop an evaluation strategy that aligns with stakeholders' needs and resources. This involves all the identified stakeholders to be in the process. Collect and analyze data. To gather pertinent data using appropriate methods and analyze it to draw meaningful conclusions. After the data has been analyzed, it needs to be looked at, and therefore conclusions can be drawn to present to all identified stakeholders. Next, sharing findings and facilitate utilization. We will communicate the evaluation findings to all stakeholders in a clear manner and support them in using the findings to inform decision making. Finally, step number 6, reflect and improve. Reflect on the evaluation process and outcomes to identify lessons learned and improve future evaluations. These are the 6 steps in conducting utilization-focused model. And now we'll be talking about the benefits and limitations of the UFE. First, the benefits. Some of the benefits include the enhancement of programs' effectiveness through the informed decision making. Next, it will also increase the stakeholder buy-in and engagement. Another benefit will be that it promotes a culture of learning and continuous improvement. Next, the limitations. Some of the limitations are that it requires stakeholder involvement and commitment. Although it does require some stakeholder requirements, it actually requires all of the stakeholders, and that is one of the limitations. Next, it may be challenging to balance competing stakeholder interests. Next, it also relies on the availability of resources and expertise. So if there are limited resources, then it will definitely limit the UFE's effectiveness. Those are some of the benefits and limitations of the UFE model. Next, we'll be talking about a case study from Ramirez et al. 2015. The case study is titled Utilization-Focused Development Evaluation, Learning Through Practice, and it is from the Journal of Multidisciplinary Evaluation. Some of the key points. In this case study of utilization-focused developmental evaluation model, the Learning Through Ramirez et al. 2015 talks about using the UFE as a methodology for evaluating programs and interventions with an approach that emphasizes learning and adaptation in complex and dynamic environments. Next, this case study also talks about how the UFE differs from traditional evaluation methods. The UFE focuses on utilizing evaluation findings for program improvement rather than accountability. The author emphasizes the importance of involving stakeholders throughout the process to ensure the relevance of the findings. And finally, in this case study, it demonstrates how UFE can be applied in various contexts to create innovation, organizational learning, and adaptation. Conclusion. We're going to recap. Utilization-focused evaluation, or UFE, prioritizes stakeholder involvement and the utilization of evaluation findings to improve the program's effectiveness. Some of the key takeaways. Stakeholder engagement is crucial. Having all of the identified stakeholders be engaged is important to the effectiveness of the evaluation. Next, evaluation findings should drive the decision making. So decisions are made based on the findings. Next, continuous reflection and improvement are always essential. Future decisions. To enhance the impact of evaluation practicing across multiple sectors by integrating the UFE's principles. These are the references that I used to create this presentation for the Utilization-Focused Evaluation Model, also known as UFE. Thank you.